All right, I'm going to play 30 minutes of T5 here. I'm going to set a timer, and we'll be close to it. If we get somebody who wants to replay us, we'll have some bonus action. But I'm going to set a 30-minute timer. All right, so we got 30 minutes, and we'll see if we can catch some of the holes that we're trying to get in the Sunshine Glades. Come on, Maple Bay. It's not what I'm talking about. Maybe we'll get one of the shootout holes though. I'll try and bring a bag. Most of the holes were either bringing a sniper, and one of them I'm bringing a guardian. So 2 out of 3 sniper, and I can use the sniper on the one I'm using the guardian on. So let's make sure I have a bag that has a sniper in it. Now let's get rid of that big ball. Drop down to a marlin. Bring out the big stuff. I go right down the center of the fairway. It's 1.0 per ring, so that's about a 2-ring pull, 2.2. And I'm going to put the forward moving power back into it. I know it seems ridiculous to do those slight little wind adjustments on your drive, and you can eyeball them. But it's just always good habit to get into to adjust your stuff because you have an area that you really want to go into. So your driver's not any different than any other club. Sometimes when you're going against headwind, it's a little different. You may have to guesstimate it, or if you've got wind that's almost pure tailwind, in a lot of cases you can kind of guesstimate where it's going to go. Grid. Let's talk about this grid. Oh my gosh. I love that thing. I was talking to one of my teammates today. I was talking to Kyle about it. And the deal is that there's no way they can stop it. And there's a ton of people that are using it. And so if you're not using one, you're giving people an advantage, because there's definitely an advantage to using a grid. I've played for long enough, and I feel like I'm a good enough player that I've played without it, obviously, and done fairly well. But it would be nice to have one. Okay, I'm going to end up short in front. Where's the wind blowing? I want to be 3 rings off that transitional surface. The wind's blowing right along the axis line, so about 1/6. Max curl. Let's see if I can get around that bend. This will lay me up in front if I don't end up going overshooting and ending up in that rough over there. The other way to come at it, there's 2 ways to come at it. You can come at it that way right there, and I might have been able to get away with a sliver less backspin, but if you take much off, you'll end up where the rough bumps out right there. You'll end up catching it. The other way to do it is a max overpower hook shot. I caught this hole a couple days ago, and I did that shot a couple times, and I found the spot. Now I forgot. If I was playing this tour on a regular basis, I catch this hole in T7. You can get out there to the same area, and I do it a lot. But I have to remind myself where to set the max overpower hook shot up. I kind of got an idea of the area, but I've got to redo it every time. I can't remember. All right, I got a 6-4 wind coming right at me. I'm going to go on this side of the cup. Just need to hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. Oh. Oh. In that situation, that was a risk in that situation, because with that wind, even though it was almost a pure headwind, it was blowing off to the left at 6.3 miles per hour. So it should have been slightly off the cup, But I hate it. I hate moving off the cup if I don't have to. Because if you move off the cup and for whatever reason at that angle the wind didn't have as much of an effect as you think, you just hit a perfect shot and missed on the outside of the cup. I didn't get to hit replay before they got rid of it. That was an epic fail. I don't like having stuff like that happen. What was the deal there? Jeez. I should have just did the shot that I normally do, which is the max overpower hook shot. And if I tanked it the next hole we got to in this series, next time we got to that hole. All right, I'm definitely going over to try and get in my short iron range. I'm wondering, with a 3 power ball, we have to do max overpower. I'm just wondering if with a 4 power ball, it wouldn't be easier to get over there. We wouldn't have to do, and I have found on this hole that it's better, instead of coming out to the left and trying to clear out here and then bring the ball back to the right, it's better to start off on the right-hand side and use curl to bring it to the left because it's clear out there. There's no risk. I mean, if you're going in a left-hand direction, you're going to miss the sand. The only risk you have is that you'll hit too far forward and hit the rough. As long as you're on the fairway out here, you'll have a shot. I'm just wondering if it wouldn't be better to bring a 4 power ball and see where that puts me. I'm going to do max topspin because I'm curious to see if max topspin, see, I can get over with a 4 power ball. I'm going to go right towards that tip. I'm going to take the wind out. That's 2, 4, 6, 7. It's about 7 wind. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of curl on it to bring it back to the fairway, and I'm going to put just a little teeny bit of overpower on it. And I hit 1 ring great to the right. And just barely clipped it. Just barely. Lost a lot of distance right there with that clip. I probably would have been at least halfway farther to the cup, so you can't put max topspin on it. So I mean halfway out to the rough, so I would have been quite a bit farther. I like that setup spot. I just need to put just a little bit more curl on it. I gave myself a 1 ring great to the right, but I needed to give myself 2 because you have plenty of room on the left. So there's no risk out on the left-hand side. So coming at it in that direction is a little bit easier to stay in the fairway. Obviously, you can still get caught up, as I did. Okay, so here's my Hornet. There's, where the heck's max? Oh, I'm right at max club. That is right in the cup. Right at max club. It's 1.1 per ring. I'm going to just do a regular adjustment and add on. So it's 1.1 per ring. There's 3. I'm going to do, that's a little bit of an adjustment. Oh, I hit it great to the left. That adjustment's right on. I think I did a 10% adjustment there. Where are my notes? I wrote some notes for these holes. Okay, let me think about which hole that was. I try not to remember too much of that stuff. I try like to be surprised when I get there. That is the second par 5. And it has 0 on the drive coming in, 10% on the drive. I think I did a little bit of a movement right there. I'll have to go back and look at the video on that. It's hard to tell when you don't hit perfect, like where it would have ended up, if it would have been up right up against the cup or if it would have been in the hole. So distance-wise, it looked pretty good. And that's about all I can tell you on that hole. All right. I know I was doing a 30% wind adjustment on this. So there's Max Club. So I'm doing a 30% wind adjustment. I'm going right at it. So that's 5. So that's 6, 6, 5. It's 2, 4, 6, 5. Add the 4. It's actually 1.9 per ring. And I totally anticipated that. Totally. And distance is right there too. There's always a silver lining. I mean, look at the distance. I mean, a lot of times when you're hitting these holes and you're trying to get close to the cup, if your distance is right, you see a lot of people that came really close to the cup and end up losing shootouts because their distance was wrong and they went past the cup. So if you can end up stopping, even with the cup, and you're just off to the left or the right, you're going to win more shootouts because people will undershoot or overshoot them. If they got to stop the ball when it was the closest to the flagpole, they would have beat you. But they blew it. Anticipation. That looks like it's speeding past. And see, they were closer. They were inside of me right there. But they had their distance wrong. So I know when I say if you can't get a super good read on those par threes when you don't hit perfect, but the deal is that distance is super important. Let's see if they'll rematch. Come on, man. Come on, Greg. Come on, Fry Dog. Come on, dude. You got to be kidding me. Now we have both got to go back to the home screen. Just replay. It's tour 5. I mean, how many people really out there, you should post on this video in the comment, like if you are really struggling with coinage, if you're playing down low and you're slow playing your clubs and you're just playing the game and not trying to go to be a max trophy player, just working your way up and just having fun working your clubs. I just don't know, man. I don't even know how much it costs to play T5. All right, I'm going to take what I really want to take is a power 5 ball. And I want to hit that extra mile. And I want to try and see what all of that topspin can get me out there. What I'd really like to do is see what it looks like with a big dog or a big topper and all of its topspin, which isn't that much more than the extra mile 9. Hitting it one ring right to the left. I'm going to snap it out there, just see what kind of distance I get. I left the wind in, just seeing how close to that sand up there I can get without doing any overpower. See if that gets me in my long iron or if I have to do something special in order to get into long iron. I'll tell you, if you really wanted to get all the way down to the very end, you have more room in this fairway that we're landing in here to the left. And this is the type of fairway that you could set a shot up to the left and you could do a max overpower hook that would push you up there to way up there to the top. The only thing that would stop us from doing that is if there was a tree out there. I'm not sure if there is any trees. Let's see. Now you could come at it where you could use this fairway and try and get farther up here and do a max overpower hook shot to try and bleed all the way to the front. And I'm right at max Saturn. So it's 1.9 per ring, so there's 246. It's about 3.5 rings. And I gotta snap this off. Hitting it perfect. And I missed the cut of rough that I was trying to get into, so I got the wind adjustment wrong there. Blew it. See if my opponent can recover. The way to recover is to get as far forward as you can and stay on the fairway. So you could do a rough bump right there and just bleed out into the fairway. Got lots of topspin on that club. They didn't adjust the wind out, so if they hit great to the left, they may end up hitting the fairway. But luckily, they hit great to the right. And they almost hit the fairway, but I think they still would have been all right because they didn't put any topspin on it. So they'll have a shot from there. Hit it great. That looked like a perfect. All right. In the cup. Let's see if they can chip in the draw. I've hit a couple albies on this hole, but this is, of the par fives that are in this tournament, this has been, this is the lowest percentage of the three. The mid par five, I've had a really good success in tournaments. And the first par five, I've had really good success in one-on-one play, and I'm actually playing at this tournament like I play at one-on-one play because I feel like I change it up in tournaments. I play it a different way, and it would seem like it would be a better way, but I think coming straight at it, there is a rough bump you can do there, but instead of doing the rough bump, I'm right next to that, and I'm actually just trying to go straight at the cup. Let's see if they'll replay. Come on, dude. Come on. I'll give you your money back. I promise. Just cycling through some chests. Trying to get as many common cards as you can every day. There was 15 and 19. There was, what, 34? Right there. Trying to get some sunshine glades for the touchdown tournament. This tournament is going to be absolutely wild. We literally could see, I thought that the Community Cup was the tournament that we were going to see a 40 in, but I don't think anybody shot a 40. And I can't believe in the Community Cup that somebody didn't shoot a 40. On the front nine in the weekend round in the Community Cup, I albied all three of the par fives on the front side. I mean, and I'm not sure if I albied any of them on the back, but I know I had 3 albies in the weekend round. But this tournament actually could be, because of the par fours, you have a shot. If you can succeed on the par fours, you got a shot. That's no good. I think they might be able to make it from there. Maybe. No, this is the wrong hole. They can't make it from there. Quarterback, a guardian will hurt me on my second shot. So I'm going to bring a rock. Yeah, I'll bring the guardian just to show you how it hurts you. It'll be 3 rings off. Max, and I only need about 3.5. Oh, that's why. I was like, how come I be so far forward? (4.2). It's 1.0 per ring, so it's 4.2 rings. Right back to the red line. Max curl, no overpower. Hitting 1 ring grade on the left, 1 ring grade on the outside. And just go right down the middle of the fairway, and the only risk you have here is that you will clip I give myself enough room for a grate to the left or the right, and that's it. But unlike a lot of people, I at least give myself, and I hardly ever set up shots. I'm setting the shot up. So why wouldn't I give myself a grate to the left or the right? Unlike a lot of people, I don't hit perfect every time. I try and hit perfect every time, but I don't. I'm on trips sometime where I'll be hitting perfect in practice. Be chilling out watching TV. It seems like every shot's perfect. If I could, I think, which way's the wind blowing? I can get up there. I want to blow past it. It's 1.2 per ring. So there's 2, 4. So it's 2.5 rings. And that's going to put me in power. I gave myself just enough room. I'm just going to go straight at it. And hit it great to the right. Arr! Where's the arr emoji? Had too much speed even if I would have hit it right. Even if I would have hit it perfect, I had too much speed. I would have bounced off the flagpole. I was so deep in that hole that the Guardian really didn't hurt me right there. But if you get down in that hole, if you got a lower developed quarterback and you get down in that hole, you may be a little short, so you may have to put a little bit of overpower on that Guardian. Whereas if you had a sniper, you could get up there without doing any overpower because it has so much more topspin. But it has less raw distance. So the deal is the sniper doesn't hurt you as long as you're in the range down there where you don't have to do overpower on the sniper just to get it onto that fairway pad. This hole was just in a tournament here a couple tournaments ago. One of my teammates, Flip, was using a Horizon here, and I did that in my lower level account, and I ended up getting an Albie on this hole with an Horizon. If you've got lower developed clubs, it's the only club that's got enough topspin to do the rough bump here. So you can do that same shot I was doing, but you got to get deeper into the hole, and you need to bring a bigger ball. You just need to bring a bigger ball. You don't necessarily have to get any deeper into that hole. Hit one ring great to the right. And I was so close that it didn't matter. Usually in one-on-one play, I play this hole with a Marlin, obviously. But in tournament play, I play it with a bigger ball for the second shot. You don't need the bigger ball for the first shot, but a bigger ball on the second shot will put you deeper into the cup or deeper out there so that you can do the rough bump, or you can hit from the other side. And so you have options. I'm going to open up one of those gold chests. Give myself 2 empty slots. Off we go. Actually, I used my finger right there. Oh my gosh. That was like 5 times I pressed with my finger. I use a stylus, and I know not everybody likes them, but there's different types of styluses. Like those rubber tip styluses blow. I'm going to do this shot so that I can do the max overpower hook. Go right down the middle of the fairway. 6-4. There's 5, 6, 4. I'm going to put the forward moving wind back in. Put just a titch of overpower. Hit it 70 rings great to the right. Woo! That was like 2 skirting on 3 rings great to the right. That was close. With a With a rock or a quarterback, that's super close because those clubs, I mean, you can hit them a good solid 2 rings great to the left or the right, and usually you're fine. My opponent brought a katana, which will definitely help them out on the second shot. The bigger the ball, the better here. If you bring a titan, the king of balls, you can get in front of this area right here. You can see where my red line's at. And, okay, there's one. What we want to do, we want to be able to put a little bit of topspin on it. Just a titch. Okay, there's one. There's one. There's two. There's three. I'm going to be right on the edge where the sand meets the fringe right there. I'm going to take the wind out. There's 5, 6, 4. We're going to put all that wind, all that back in it and do a max overpower hook shot. And see if I can catch that fairway out there and try and find a spot. Just bring it up onto the green. So if you're playing with lower level stuff, you can go out there to that sand to take the wind out. If you're shooting against a headwind, it'll be problematic, but you'll just have to deal with it. But go down there and take the side wind out, or adjust for the side wind, so that it's going to push you back further towards this rough because it's headwind. But at least take out the other wind. See if they can get up there. See if they got it right. Close. They didn't hook it all the way. That was part of the problem. They did like a half hook. Getting it done with the Marlin. Marlin versus Katana. Marlin gets an eagle. It always cracks me up when the people, I totally get it when you're on a tournament hole. When we're on holes and we're out here like I am today and we're practicing, we're trying to catch the tournament holes, I totally get it. Whatever ball, like bring it out. But when we're playing the non-tournament holes, there's no reason to bring out, and a katana is about really a quasar. If you're going to bring out a bigger ball, a katana really is about the biggest ball that you'd bring out in one-on-one play, unless you're playing up in the higher tours. So when you get to, for sure, when you get to T9, you have to pull out whatever you need to pull out. Come on. Not a single person replayed. Let's see if we can, I'll open this chest real quick. We'll go in there and see if we can get somebody that wants to replay. Give us a better chance. I mean, I've been getting a lot of the Sunshine Glade holes, but if we replay, we'll get more. Hole 4, par 4. All right, here we go. Got to get this top spin worked out on this. And I think it's right around 3. See what my opponent's doing. They're trying to lay up on the side over there. And I'll tell you that it's tough to get up into this area. But what's really tough is the shot that you have next, because you're going right through the moguls. See if they can get it done. All right, they have the shot set up that they wanted. Now let's see if I can get mine. And I'm going to bring out a power 4 ball. I think I liked, even though it was, with this wind, it's going to be tougher with a power 4 ball. Bring out an extra mile. And I'm going to switch this up. How many of those I got? I think it's about 3 topspin. It's about 3 topspin. Okay, it's 6-5, 2, 4, 6, 5. I'm going to put on max curl. And I hit it great on the inside. One ring great to the right. That's why I moved it over. Clip that rough. There we go. That's what I really want to have happen on that hole. So I set it up there in the spot where I set it up so that I could adjust out the top. I could get my top spin dialed in to see if I was going to hit over there. And then I moved it over because when you move it over to the left, it makes the ball guide dive to the left. And so I moved it over to the left so that I had 2 rings of separation. And then I took the wind out. And I did that because if you hit a grate to the right here and you don't give yourself some room, you are in big trouble. Look at all of that movement coming in from that side over there. And I know you're close over there, and I'm usually an advocate about getting close, but that side over there, that coming into the cup right there is super tough. Hell, it's tough to do putts here. If you're in the wrong spot, it's super tough. I did a chip on from that side over there and had to go through all that stuff with the chip on and miss the chip going through all that. So it's very difficult to get up there. Let's see if they'll replay. Come on, varmint. My timer went off. So if you don't replay, we don't get any bonus action. There we go. We got bonus. Look at that. The last guy gave you guys some bonus action. And we got Maple Bay. Let's get some tailwind here. I think we can get on in 1 if we get some tailwind. We definitely do not have tailwind. But my opponent's got a quasar, so if they stick with a quasar, I might be able to get over there in 1. There is a rough bump that you can do from out here, though. And where do you want to get out here in order to do that rough bump? Anywhere works. It's hard to get over there because the further you get on this, it rolls over. So the further you go over the top, the more it wants to dive into the sand. In order to get over there, you need to get farther up on the hump, farther up on the hill. So my opponent, I'm not exactly sure what they're going to do here other than just dig themselves right into the sand. We will see. That's exactly what it looked like they were going to do. And I will switch to a marlin ball. With that 7-1 headwind, I cannot get over there. So I'm going to bring my big topper bag. It is the utility bag for holes just like this. This is why I bring this club to these holes. So I want my tail out. So you got to get further up here on the hill, and see how the further I get up, it goes back. It goes higher up on the hill, and the more I go forward, it wants to dig into the sand. So 2, 4, 6. It's about 3.5 rings. It's 2.1 per ring, so it's right in the 3.5 ring range. Max curl. Hitting it perfect. Just trying to roll up that hill, and then it'll either stop or it'll roll down about halfway. Anywhere you get over there is fine. You need to have either a backspin club or you got to do a rough bump. I mean, that's your choices. And with a Spitfire, you could get on right there because the Spitfire has tons of topspin and has great ball guide, so you can do a rough bump with it. And this is a great rough bump for your sand wedge because you're perpendicular to that rough. And with the way the wind's blowing right now, it's blowing with that rough up there, the same angle. In the bunker. Went from the sand to the sand. How often do you see that happen? It happens all the time. Okay, I'm in my big dog. I got to draw out that 6-4 wind. It's in the same spot earlier today. I didn't like it. Okay, I'm going to leave myself enough. I pulled away over there so I could try and leave myself enough room to pull out the wind. I'm about a ring short. Max curl. And hit it great to the left. And just try and swing it back over there. We're in one-on-one play. The goal is not in a tournament where I wouldn't have brought a big dog here. If I was playing in a tournament, I wouldn't have played it that way. So when we're playing one-on-one, the goal is to get up on the green so you can get your putt, you get your minimum score, and you move on. Our opponent's in trouble. The whole goal in one-on-one is to win chests so that you can get more club cards. Because you don't get club cards unless you open up chests. The deal here is that you need to put some backspin on it and get up closer to the hole so you don't have that big of a tail coming past it. Because if you don't hit the flagpole here, it'll bounce over the cup. Or there's a really big risk that it will bounce over the cup. But the closer you get it to you, the less the wind plays a factor. But I would still try and get that closer. And the way that it's going that great to the left, other than the fact they got caught up on the fringe, if it would have got on the green, they could have made a great to the left. Because it slopes down, it drops as it's going down that hill. You can see how much drop we have on this. Jeez. That angle sucks. And that's down low. Good game. Let's see if they'll give me one more bonus contact. Come on. Come on, dude. We may get one of those. I'm sure that we're going to get. Come on, I'm going to make sure I press it before. Oh, come on, dude. The audience just booed you. I was willing to play without an empty slot. Come on. All right, that was just some T5 play, trying to get some of the tournament holes, trying to get some more practice in. Thanks for watching.